a problem. And this is the problem with parents all over. And this is the problem with a bunch of Christian parents like us in this room. And frankly, this is my problem as a parent. That we get our priorities confused. That we forget what's really, truly important. We want to make sure that our kids are hip and they're cool and they're liked by all the other kids. And so we prioritize putting Nikes on them and making sure they have the latest ripped up jeans and the latest rip stick and everything else that's ripped, right? We make sure that they have everything that they can to be cool and accepted in this world. We make sure that our daughters walk out of the house looking like Taylor Swift, and then we're surprised when they're pregnant and 15. And we go, how did this happen? How did this happen? You see, friends, here's what we do. We make sure that we want our kids to be well-liked and well-accepted, so we give them everything We give them iPhones and iPods and iPads, and we give them everything that is me, myself, and I-centered. And then we wonder, why are my kids so self-centered? Why are my kids so self-absorbed? Why don't they care about our family? Why don't they care about other people? Why don't they serve? Why don't they have this kind of different heart about them? But we fed them, me, myself, and I. And friends, this is what we do. We bought the lie that says we prioritize soccer and dance and sports and personal gaming, and we entertain them with song after song and movie after movie and game after game, most of which I should say, is contrary to the very things that we want our children to hold dear. And then we wonder when they're young adults, why don't they love Jesus? Why aren't they just better people? But we let them entertain themselves with things that are the exact opposite of what we really believe and what we know is good and true and noble in our lives. And so here's what we've done. We've prioritized all the wrong things. We bought the lie from the enemy that says that the greatest thing, the most important thing that we should do for our children is to make sure that they're educated and that our children get into the best colleges so that they can get the best degrees and the best career fields, so that they can get the best jobs, earning the best salary, so that they can buy the best car, so that they can drive to the best house inside the best neighborhoods and fill that best home with all the best stuff of this world. And we think that is achievement. And we think that is success. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if at the end of the day that the highest priority for those of us who fear God and love God is to get our children to know and love and follow God? And maybe the greatest tragedy that most of us will end up with is that we look around the corner and we go, oh, wow, maybe my kid won't have all that kid has. And we think that that's a tragedy. Or we think that our kid doesn't do all that kid's doing around the corner. And we think that that's a tragedy. But what if the greatest tragedy was that we as parents have adopted the wrong set of priorities? And what's even a greater tragedy is after adopting the wrong set of priorities, that we passed these on and handed these to our kids. And so much of their soul ends up getting lost in the process. Friends, that would be a tragedy.